The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez. Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge. Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. Here's your host, Lee Burkeen.
Hi everyone, I'm at Iowa High School. Lee Burkeen, your host, the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Iowa, not far from Lake Charles, not really far from Lafayette, Louisiana, not far from Jennings. Iota's close, Elton, what else? Lake Arthur, some other schools around the area. I'm from Baton Rouge. I'm in town. I'm really happy to be at Iowa. The great tradition. Sam's is at LSU, a DB, having a great year as an alum of Iowa. A lot of great players have come out of this school in different sports. We're going to have a great interview to start out. When we come back from a break, Luke Gillery is committed to Air Force Academy for football. And we'll have many more join us, and the head coach, Tommy Johns, the head football coach, and many recruits will join us as well. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Hi, everyone. Lee Burkeen, the host of the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Be sure to go to our website, lafootballmagazine.com. We previewed Iowa for this season, and a lot of people might not even realize that, but we did a preview on the whole football team. You can go on. We got all 300 high schools previewed on our website, our 28th year. This coming August, we'll have a print version of the upcoming season for 2025 kids that are juniors right now that'll be seniors next year coming up. Our first interview is a great player. He's a senior football player, Luke Gillery, who's had a great career at Iowa, a very experienced player, committed to Air Force Academy. Luke, nice to meet you.
You too.
First interview?
No, sir.
Air Force. Tell everybody how that came about.
If I remember correctly, I was talking to Coach Johns about where I wanted to go to college, and he just told me to throw a few ideas out there. And one that I told him was some kind of service academy. And he asked if there was one I preferred over the rest, and I said Air Force just because of that education. So I didn't know this, but I was in class one day, and he had reached out to one of the Air Force coaches, and he came down, watched some of my film, and at first he wasn't super impressed. It was a lot of my sophomore stuff. You know, I wasn't where I am now, I'll say that. But then it cut to one of my junior clips, and I just sent some guy flying, and he was pretty impressed with that. So I got called out a class to go talk to him in the coach's office, got to meet him, and then we started communicating about my future, and they all gave me an offer. So I went up there to go check it out, and I felt right at home.
Luke, you call that a pancake when you said flying?
Yes, sir.
You were a lot smaller than when they were looking. That's what people don't understand. When you look at a kid as a freshman, you don't want to go by that. You don't go by the sophomore year. The weight comes a junior year, right? For
Yes,
you,
sir.
anyway. What were you weighing as a freshman compared to a junior? It's a big jump, right?
Yes, sir. Freshman, I believe I was about 200 pounds. I was hovering right around 200.
Okay.
And then junior year, I got up to about 225, 230.
And now you're 245,
Yes, sir.
6'3".
Yes, sir.
I want to brag a little bit, and then I want you to tell your Air Force, if you can tell us who's recruited you for Air Force. I like his coach's name and everything, too.
Yes, sir.
Your ACT is a 32. I couldn't make a 32 if I studied for 1,000 years. How do you make a 32?
You just got to work at it. You know, I took a lot of ACT preparatory stuff.
Yeah, but you got to be like right here. It's got to just be like programmed, right? Like science, math.
I guess so. I just went in there and took the test.
So would you struggle to not make a perfect score? What was the one part?
Math was probably the hardest test out of the four.
Conquered the rest?
Yes, sir.
Wow. I mean, this is Harvard ACT score. 4.2. What do you do? How do you get over a 4.0?
I'm in a few college classes, dual enrollment stuff, so that puts me over the top.
That's impressive that you play football, you practice all the time, and then you just kill it in the classroom.
Thank you.
Your mom and dad have to be pretty proud.
I like to think so.
So Air Force, so you did you grow up liking them, or did you kind of get to know them after they wanted you?
I got to know him pretty recently. Both my grandfathers served in the military. One was the Army, one was Navy. Neither of them went to the service academies, but I heard about them through one of my coaches who used to be in the Marines.
Okay.
And then I just did some research.
Before we go, I know we don't have too much more time left, but I wanted to ask you what other schools since then, anybody else offer you since the Air Force?
Since I committed, no one else has offered us, sir.
You're done?
Yes, sir.
Even if an LSU comes around?
I think Air Force is my home.
Yeah, I love that. That's commitment, man. What do you want to study at Air Force?
I haven't decided yet. They got a lot of great stuff to offer over there. They pulled me up about a list about a mile long of just all kind of stuff you can study. So
I watched you as a sophomore, by the way, because I'm one of those crazy people that watch full game huddle of the 75 teams I don't see in person, and I see the other 200 and something teams in person. And you do maul people. I mean, as a blocker, and I remember seeing you on defense early on in your career.
yes, sir.
You played a little DN,
Yes, sir.
and it's really good to see you filled out. I mean, what do they want you to weigh at Air Force? I'm sure they told you that.
They didn't give me a number, but they've been real happy to hear that I'm.
You're already at 245.
Yes, sir.
You can block. What about your hands? I know you're pretty athletic.
Yes, sir. I like to think I can catch pretty well.
What do you like, 90% when they do throw it to you, catching it?
I'm not sure about the number, but it's pretty high.
Do you like to run over people once you catch the ball, or you just want to score?
I like running over people.
I love it. Will you be the first Air Force Academy graduate from Iowa High School?
As far as I know, yes, sir.
I don't remember one committing Air Force from Iowa. That's great, man. This is great stuff. Now, do you watch them?
Yes, sir.
What do you think of their program when they're offense and defense?
I love it. They like to run the ball a lot.
Smash
That's a lot of
mouth.
blocking. Love that.
Old school.
Yes, sir.
What is their offense called? Is it option? Triple option, maybe?
I think so.
So they use it double tight ends.
Sometimes they got a lot of stuff they like to run. But
I've always liked their uniforms.
oh yeah, the uniforms are great.
Falcon, blue, and white.
And they have those exclusive ones from time to time.
Y'all play Navy, which is a big deal. It's on TV all the time. Air Force plays Army on TV a lot, so
Yes, sir.
it's covered a lot.
Yes, sir.
Final thoughts. Who do you want to shout out to as for where you are today?
Both my parents for sure, and then all the coaches here at Iowa, like a big family.
You're ready to go, man. I like he's good, intense. He wants to go run over people. You're a football player.
Yes, sir.
Luke Gillery, thanks for joining us. Good
Thank
luck
you.
to you, man.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more. We're going to have more players join us from Iowa. We'll be right back.
Supreme Chevrolet. Expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host of the Sports Scouting Report podcast at Iowa High School. I don't know what room we're in, but I think it's the media room, I think. Good background at Iowa, the Yellow Jackets. Love the color, love purple. I'm from Baton Rouge. You got to love purple, LSU. Right? Y'all got LSU colors.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us. Tell everybody who you are.
I'm Josiah Bushnell. I'm a senior at Iowa.
Well, how's it feel to know that this is it? Like, I might graduate really soon. High school's about to be over.
It's it's real good, Richard. I mean, I love the feeling. Just knowing it's my last time to like do something special. But I mean, I just enjoy every moment of it.
So you're a quarterback.
Yes, sir.
You haven't always been a quarterback, right?
I have since I was like 7.
7?
Yes, sir.
I was just making sure you were going to tell me something different. But what do you like most about being number 7 for the team?
I just think I just gotta play dominant, and I think like I'm able to like show that like on a bigger like scale, being that so many people watch us. And I mean, I think I'm in a position to just show that I can lead, being that I'm number 7.
You're a good student. You got a 21 ACT, 3.5 GPA. Says business management. You want to major in college? That's pretty good.
Yes, sir.
You got a kind of like a business like idea one day, a dream?
I'm not too sure what I want to do yet. I mean, I've been putting some thought into it, but not nothing like for sure.
As a quarterback in this district, which is very tough, as you know, you got to be able to run too.
Right.
How does it feel that you can run and throw?
I mean, I think I got an advantage being that I'm able to like be elusive out of the pocket. You know, it just puts more pressure on the defense. So I think my coaches are more comfortable with whatever play call we got because we can execute it like as much as we can.
What is it like to have guys like Luke on the O-line, tight end, you know, pancaking people, blocking for you?
It's great. I mean, I could rely on them a lot, and I mean, I don't see too many times where I'm disappointed in them. And it's more like they challenge me to be better, being that they go 100% so much. So I'm able to like be my best with them.
What do you need to work on, Bushnell, as an athlete?
I think I'm able to work on how consistent I am because I'm on and off, I feel like. Well, not as much anymore, but I think I could be more consistent.
So you told me that you're interested in Air Force too.
Yes, sir.
How much of a possibility do you think that might be in the end?
I think it's a high possibility, being that it's so like confident being there. They have the same work ethic we have at Iowa, so I feel like it's just like going to the same place over.
And you got a teammate already committed, Luke.
Right.
So he's
Yes, sir.
kind of recruiting you to say, hey man, join me over there, right?
You can say that.
Colorado Springs, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Not a bad place. Do a little skiing when you're not playing football.
Maybe.
Yeah. So last question I asked Luke this. Shout out to where you are today. Anybody in your family, any friends that's helped you along the way?
Well, I want to shout out my parents. They put a lot into me, and they sacrificed a lot since I was little. And also my quarterback coach that the school I just transferred from, he put a lot of time into me, and I think we really sacrificed a lot to get me to where I am.
All right, I ask this to every other kid, just something that, colleges might see this. Hobbies. Don't say football.
My hobbies, I play the game a little bit, just a little bit. But
Video games?
Yes, sir.
And what video game?
I play a lot of 2K. I think I'm pretty good at that.
That's not my world, but I'm sure all the kids get it that are watching. Got any other hobbies? Here's one. Here's a good question. Where do you want to go visit state-wise that you haven't been to yet?
I think I want to go to California for the beaches. I think I got
That's
a nice
good.
body.
Southern or Northern California, like LA or San Francisco?
LA.
LA. San Diego's got beaches.
Really? I mean, I haven't really like went into it that much.
Well, take a trip, man. Good to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
Good to meet you. Good luck to you. I know you are in the playoffs. I don't know when the show's going to air. The game might be over. I don't want to say what happened, but good luck to you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. We got some more players to interview. We're at Iowa High School. We'll be right back.
Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host, the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We're at Iowa in their media room. You see the back, Yellow Jackets, home of the Yellow Jackets here in the playoffs for football. We've got another kid who's a really good player. He's a class of 224, senior, just like Luke, and also the quarterback that you met, Joe Natali. Joe, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
DB.
Yes,
So
sir.
you had the tight end come on, you had the quarterback. So now we're on the defense.
Yes, sir.
Different world.
Yes, sir.
But you got Luke who's talking about smashing people, and you're a guy that hits people.
Yes, sir.
You ever have to go up against him?
It's a funny story.
Please share it.
One day in practice, me and Luke actually went up against each other, but I'm not gonna say the outcome.
Oh well, I don't want to. He's right here.
I mean,
Pretty close.
I'd say I beat him. But I don't want to embarrass Luke.
You're 180,
Yes, sir.
6'2".
Yes, sir.
Luke's like almost 250.
Yes,
Pretty
sir.
good though. You're tough. That's good.
I think he didn't think I was gonna do as good as I did, though.
But he makes you better, and you make him better,
Yes,
right?
sir.
How do you like playing free safety?
I like it. It's comfortable. It's just like the deepest player. You just see the whole field. You see everything.
You're a 21 ACT kid, another great student, 4.0 GPA. It says you want to do business management in college.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you want to be a student / sports, or you just want to be a student when you're done?
I think I'd like to. Honestly, I don't know yet. I haven't
Okay.
decided. So
Okay. If you gained a little weight, you about 190, you're 10 pounds away from being a 1AA safety. Don't ever say never, right?
yes, sir.
McNeese didn't talk to you yet?
No, sir.
What? Well, it's still got some time. Signing day is December, then we have another one in February. What do you like most about football, Joe?
I think the competition aspect of it. Getting to compete, putting in all that work and effort to go see what you can do with it. Go against somebody else.
Did anybody in your family play sports?
My older brother did. He played football. My mom played basketball, and my dad threw the discus.
Are they all Iowa grads?
No, sir. They both went to Bell City. Well, my brother
Bell City.
graduated from Iowa.
Where's Bell City from here?
About 30 minutes away.
Okay.
I'll tell you what direction.
Okay, gotcha. I'm from Baton Rouge, so I'm trying to. They don't have football. I do know
No,
that.
sir.
Who's the favorite team you like to play against every year, and why?
Either Prep or St. Louis. I think we like to play against Prep because they always give us a good game.
Okay.
It's a big rivalry game, I'd say, and it's competitive.
Do you watch any former Iowa players play college ball? There's one at Purdue.
Yes, sir.
You got Sam's at LSU.
Andre Sam. I watch. I've seen Bryson LeBlanc. He plays at Arkansas Monticello.
Okay.
Buggy. I've seen a few of his games, and I've seen Ronald Young some of his games too.
Y'all had quite a good amount of players come out the last few years.
Yes, sir.
Final question, Coach Johns. How do you like playing for Coach Johns?
Wouldn't want any other coach. Wouldn't want any
Okay.
other coach.
There you go. Tommy Johns, I know is great heritage. His dad, Mike Johns, great coach, Hall of Fame coach. Have you ever met his dad? I'm sure you have, huh?
I've never had a conversation with him, but I see him around.
He's one of the greatest coaches ever coached in this state. And I think I was telling you earlier when he was at LaGrange before you were born. That's where I met his dad. Great coach, man. Great guy. That's why his son's a great coach. He rubbed off on him a little bit. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with more. We got some more interviews to do. We'll be back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host, Sports Scouting Report podcast. We're at Iowa High School. Be sure to subscribe to our show free. The kids don't see it here, but it's going to be up on our screen. It's taped. But subscribe, help us grow. This is the 200th school I've been to in the 9 months. I'm going to hit the other 105 in the next 6 months. Still got to go to Monroe, still got to go to Houma, and I'm just happy to be in Iowa, and I'm going to head to Lake Charles. I've been to Jennings already. I've already been to Hamilton Christian, and also went to practice at Westlake. So I'm going to hit all the schools and cover all the kids here. I think Lake Charles deserves the exposure statewide. It's a great place. Great baseball community, great football community. Let's continue on with our interviews. Cole Correll, senior.
Yes,
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
We got a lot to talk about because you're a baseball guy too.
Yes, sir.
So you could either or for college.
Yes, sir.
You could be, I don't know, what position in football you think you'll be right now? Because I know you played DB, receiver.
Yes, sir. So I've had UL. I've talked to them a little bit. I went to one of their camps and they were really interested in me at tight end because of my body type.
Yeah.
And so it could depend on my weight and speed.
Speaking of that, 6'3", 220, you could easily be 240.
Yes.
But if you go baseball, they're not going to want you 240.
Yes, sir.
So LSU you're already committed verbally,
Yes, sir.
not signed.
Yes, sir. Just committed.
So you could always go football if
Yes,
you get a
sir.
deep. And you told me that. So how do you think that'll work out? Let's say McNeese offers you a full ride in football, but no baseball. And then you got the LSU already. Would that be something to...
I just think it depends on just kind of what's better for me. And
Okay. In baseball, are you a better pitcher? Are you a better outfielder or catcher?
I'd say probably a better pitcher because I throw harder than most kids my age, so that always helps.
I've heard it's over 90 miles an hour.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
correct? What is it exactly?
The hardest I've thrown is 94.
94.
Yes, sir.
That's LSU stuff. What do you want to get up to? I mean, you're already hitting like way
This
over.
year I'm trying to hit at least 96.
Wow. How many pitches do you have?
I throw a fastball, changeup, slider, and a curveball.
How many guys play football and baseball on the team at Iowa?
I think probably about 6 or 7 of
Good
us.
bit, then.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else that might be good enough to go baseball that plays football?
Yes, sir.
You wanna
So
mention them?
our catcher Hayden the Blue, I think he could play baseball in college. We have a few other ones, but Hayden's probably the main one.
So no brainer, LSU wants you as a pitcher, obviously.
Yes, sir.
And do you see yourself as a starter, a closer? I'm thinking closer, maybe.
Yes, sir. I think more of a closer, just because normally the guys that like me, I mean, sometimes they be a little wild sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think a closer would be best fit for me.
Strike out 6 every game.
Yes, sir.
Two innings, and you go hang out for 7 innings.
Yes, sir.
What do you like most about playing for Coach Johns?
Coach John, he always gives the best chance to always be successful, and he does a lot for us.
Business, that's a going thing now for majors here.
Yes, sir.
Business management. What do you, why business management for college?
So I was looking to, so my dad owns many businesses, so if I could take those over one day, that'd suit me best.
Learn.
Yes, sir.
So he would let you have them?
Yes, sir.
You got to learn how to
A little
run.
bit of experience first,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Well, man, good luck, because I want to be able to pick the paper up one day and say, Cole's throwing 98 miles an hour. You know?
Yes, sir.
Might be LSU in it one day. LSU in Baton Rouge.
Yes, sir.
I don't think they turn down any 97, 98 guys. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Good luck to you, Cole. Cole Correll. Next, we have a kicker who actually will tackle you that plays at Iowa. I think he has 30-plus tackles, and he's got a scholarship. He's committed to a small school. We'll let you meet that young man when we come back.
Supreme Chevrolet. Expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez.
And welcome back. I'm Lee Burkeen, your host, the Sports Scouting Report podcast at Iowa High School. We've got another great football player to interview. He's a senior. He's committed. We'll let him tell you where he's committed for college. He's not just a kicker, and to break this down even more, first of all, Matthew Vest, nice to meet you. Appreciate you being here. I thought your 32 tackles were playing defense. Your 32 tackles
All on kickoffs.
on kickoffs. What are you thinking? Like, does coach ever say, don't get hurt, don't tackle?
Oh, every time I go out or I come back from a kickoff, I get told, "Are you okay?" Like if I'm in the mix of the tackle.
Because if you get hurt,
Coach Hannigan's always like, "Are you okay? Nothing's wrong, right?"
you do extra points too, right?
I do everything.
Field goals, kickoffs.
Field goals, kickoffs, punts.
How's your end zone kicks?
I'm not there yet. I'm bouncing between the 5-yard line.
You can directional kick though?
Yes, sir.
Tell everybody who you're committed to, college-wise.
I'm committed to Lyon College. It's Division III. It's about 8 hours from here in North Arkansas.
Not bad.
Not too bad actually.
160 pounds.
Yeah.
Which
just enough to
that's
get my
normal.
tackle.
That's normal weight for kickers.
Just enough to get someone down.
Yeah. And tell me, you were sharing a story. I asked you the biggest guy you've ever taken down, and you said Trevor Etienne from Jennings.
Yeah.
He was like 220
It was
then.
me and Joe actually.
Joe Natali.
Joe Natali.
Wow. Good job, man. I don't know a kicker like you that does that, especially at 160. Civil engineer, is that what you want to major in?
Yes, sir.
Anybody in your family in that field?
No, sir. I'll
So
be
you-
first.
First. Punter in college or just kicker?
Both. I'll be punter and kicker.
What are you better at, you think, right now for college?
Right now, it's kind of looking like punting,
Okay.
but it's a toss-up between which one I do better.
So I know a guy named Donnie Jones that punted in the Super Bowl. I did his highlight tape.
Okay.
He retired 2 years ago. They won the Super Bowl with the Eagles. No one recruited him to his senior year. He goes to LSU. He has the final play in the national championship against Oklahoma. He was known for a hang time. So you could basically like eat a sandwich before the ball came down.
Yeah.
What are you? Are you a hang time guy? Are you a distance guy? Are you like your angles where it spins out of bounds?
Depending on the situation, I have a lot of hang time on certain punts, and other times I'm just knocking it all the way down there.
Okay.
My farthest was 53. It was at the beginning of this year, actually.
That's not bad. There's not many 53s. I think the farthest kick this year was Parkway. A kid named Aaron Burrell going LSU. He won 55. And the second one was 49. So you got the second longest field goal in the state.
Or no, not field goal for punts.
Well, punts too. I think is that hang time? Like not
No,
returning?
Distance. Or they didn't return it.
So no roll.
Or hit the ground and
But not much of a roll, huh? 50 yards maybe without a roll? I'm just trying to help you, man. You think you could go in and start right away with this college that you're committed to?
Yeah.
What did they tell you?
I have a high chance. They told me I was one of their higher end kicking recruits that they were looking at.
So Matthew, you got 3.7 GPA, 17 ACT. You're going to do civil engineering in Arkansas at the school that you're committed to. Final question, hobbies outside of kicking and tackling people on kickoffs?
I don't really do much actually. I just go home, do homework, eat a little bit, hang out with some friends, and just go to sleep.
Before we finish, you're going to miss you guys here? It's almost over.
Absolutely. I'm going to miss the atmosphere here. I mean, my college has the same atmosphere, but I'm going to miss the relationships I have over here.
No place like home, huh?
Yeah.
Good luck to you with the playoffs.
Thank you.
Good luck to you in college.
Thank you.
We'll be back. I think we got another interview. We're going to go girls sports, and we're going to meet one of the top female athletes at Iowa High School here. She needs to be interviewed. She's very underrated, and we'll talk to her real soon. We'll give you her name real soon at Iowa High School. Be right back.
Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host, the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We're at Iowa High School. And if you don't know where Iowa, and a lot of people say Iowa. I used to way back, but it's Iowa. Right, Coach Johns?
Iowa.
That's the right way to say it. Tommy, how you doing?
Doing great. Yourself?
Good, man. I'm staying in Lake Charles. I'm enjoying driving out here and driving back, going all over.
All over the place.
Yeah, I had a good time at Westlake yesterday. Went to practice, hung out.
You're living the dream, man.
Well, working, loving it. Don't have my cameraman. I'm the camera. Well, thanks to you, Guy Underwood here. Appreciate him. What are you liking most about football these days? It's 10 years at Iowa overall, 7 head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad, I have great respect for your dad, Mike. And when I met him at LaGrange, and I want to share this story with Coach Johns, is that I was 25 and I was lost, and he says, "Come on to school, come on in," and I went in and met him. I said, "Coach, I don't have an appointment." He said, "I'll make time for you." He said, "You drove from Baton Rouge?" I said, "I will make time for you." And I hung out 2 hours talking to your dad.
I'm glad he talks to you. That's good.
But that rubbed off on you, right?
No, absolutely. Yeah. I was very fortunate to be around some really good coaches, even when I was playing. And one of my coaches in high school works for us now, Chuck Gorman.
Yeah.
He does a great job for us. He actually coached me in high school. He was a young coach.
Played at Tulane, didn't he?
Played Tulane. That's right.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I've been fortunate to be around some really good guys, some really good head coaches that later on in their career were assistants under my dad at St. Louis. So, as a player and as a coach, I've been fortunate to learn under some really, really good coaches.
Tommy, y'all had some good players come out here the last 3-4 years.
We have. We're very fortunate.
What do you think of Sam's and how he's doing at LSU that 1 year? I think he's doing a really good job.
It's a hell of a story. Talk about a guy who's a walk-on. He had one offer out of high school. It was Arkansas, Monticello. I took him on the visit up there, and he wants to live closer to home, and so he ends up walking on at McNeese. And after a semester, they put him on scholarship. He ended up playing a little bit as a walk-on on special teams, and they loved him. And I think the rest is kind of history. But now to sit there and tell you that he didn't end up at LSU, I don't think anybody really saw that coming from the mere fact that the transfer portal didn't even exist when he started playing.
No NIL,
none of that was even around. The portal came about probably towards the end of his career at McNeese. He graduated, was a grad transfer, so he could go anywhere he wants without any restrictions or anything like that. Went with Coach Gillery up to Marshall. When he left, he went to Miami. So Andre got back in the portal, and I don't think he was in the portal 30 minutes, and he had offers from Ole Miss and LSU and Arkansas, Oklahoma. I mean, just
everybody wanted.
So yeah, but Coach House came over here on a Friday afternoon in May. They visited for a little while. He went on a visit to Baton Rouge next week and became an LSU Tiger.
From a coach's standpoint, because you're in the profession, I want to ask you just a coach's question. You got a guy over there. He's playing defense. How do you feel? I mean, I know coaches always feel for other coaches. Mm-hmm. LSU's having a tough time on defense.
They are.
What is your opinion as a coach? You got one of your guys over there being housed right now, and it's just you got all the social media and everything's different than 10 years ago. What is it? I mean, it's just tough when things are not coming together fully.
Sure, but like nobody's in the building with them day to day.
Right.
I'm not there. I'm not talk. But we don't know the struggles. There's been a lot of roster movement there, transition like it is in all of college football.
Yeah.
So people kind of think are hitting the panic button a little bit too quick. But I mean, they had to secure Some guys late. I mean, Andre misses in May when he gets there. You know,
He was the last one.
yeah, he was the last one that they signed. And you know, I'm not there day to day, but like that's gonna happen now. All
Yeah.
this, I mean, it's free agency in college football. You can't control these guys leaving, and I mean, when they leave, now you got to go try to find somebody to replace them. And unfortunately, that's what's hurting high school kids now. When you get a transfer that leaves, they're going to try to go replace them with somebody who's got some 2, 3, 4 years of experience.
Yeah.
And you know, I have no idea. I mean, I know they're very young in some spots and inexperienced in some spots. And man, you're playing the SEC, that's going to get exposed. I mean,
Yeah.
but like to say that. I mean, I think some people would probably need to pump the brakes a little bit.
That's what I wanted to ask from a coach's
Yeah.
standpoint, because there's a lot of behind the scenes.
Because last year, if you look at how they were on defense last year,
Right.
nobody said a word.
Same coaches.
You know, yeah. So I mean, good players make good coaches.
Just happens sometimes.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Take a break. I want to go a little over with Coach. When we come back, I want to ask Coach about his players at Iowa. A lot of guys that we interviewed today, and your thoughts. We'll be back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen, your host. I want to continue with Coach Tommy Johns at Iowa. Coach, let's talk about your team. A lot of good seniors in this group. I know you've lost some guys over the years, but good group again. Joe Natali, I met Cole. You know, I met Corbella. I met your quarterback. Your big tight end going to Air Force. Gillery. It's a special group, huh? This year.
Really is. You know, these guys have a lot of experience. Number one, they're all 3-year starters. You know, and they started off rough in 2020 with the hurricane and COVID and all that. We were limited. I think we had 5 games that year. Their JV freshman year was very limited in games as well.
Yeah.
So then they had to turn right around as sophomores and play for us, and didn't really have much of a season.
Yeah, right.
To
They've been through
develop.
a lot of.
So they've been through it, but they've probably the most successful group to ever come out of the school from a record standpoint. I think they've won 28 out of their last 34, 35 games.
That's impressive.
So I mean these guys this is the core group that we have. They're our leaders. They're the ones who help carry this football team.
I got to ask you this. Your kicker, because I'm not leaving him out. Do you want him making tackles on kickoffs?
I don't want anybody making that. But it is great to watch it. You know, but it is nice to have somebody that can kick it as good as he does, but isn't scared to go down there and make a tackle.
I like that too, yeah.
So you don't find that very often.
I remember Donnie Jones telling me when he was kicking for the Miami Dolphins punting, and Saban was his coach at the Dolphins.
Right.
Donnie tried to tackle a guy, and he's the only punter on the roster.
Yep.
He said, I'm paying you $1 million a year. Don't make a tackle. If you get hurt, I don't have a punter. You know? Coach, any final thoughts about the district? People that are watching the show that are not from Lake Charles, this area, maybe Lafayette keeps up, maybe a little bit, you know, Kinder area, but if you're not from this area, what do you think of the football overall in this area?
Well, I think there's a rich history here. You know, dating back to the 90s and early to mid 2000s, I thought was probably the height of football in our area, and to me across the state of Louisiana, in my opinion. You know, and everything over time it changes, but it's always been a great area. It's always well supported. Some really good players that come out of this area, and you know, you've got some really good coaches that have come out of this area as well, and it's always been big support for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helps when you go to a game around here. They're all going to be packed, and people still support it. And it's been a great place to really grow up in this profession. And I'm always going to be a big supporter of high school football and athletics.
And I got to mention this great restaurants.
Yeah, oh yeah, great food.
I'm going to Lake Charles. I got to give my buddy a plug, Seafood Palace. I don't know if anybody knows where that's at on Enterprise.
Best go in town, probably.
Isn't that a good place?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And I know you got some good places around Iowa, and we got them in Iota and
Everywhere.
Jennings and you know everywhere in this area. You go to Kaplan, and there's good restaurants not far away. Appreciate you letting me do this,
Thanks,
Coach.
Lee. Absolutely. Thank you for doing what you do for high school athletics.
Appreciate it. Good luck to you in the playoffs, too.
Thank you.
We'll hope everybody enjoyed the show. Again, subscribe for free to help us grow a little bit. And we're going to be continuing to go statewide with some other shows from this area and also some other cities. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King.